Behind me is Barmouth Bridge, and I'm going to have to voice over this because it's so windy, but that is one of the most impressive bridges in the world. Forget Tower Bridge, I'd take that any day of the week. Over to the voiceover. You know what, some people go to Tower Bridge in London and take endless pictures and think that's the greatest bridge in Britain. Absolutely not. Barmouth Bridge is that. What a bridge. Barmouth Bridge is a single-track wooden railway viaduct that stretches across the estuary of the River Morduck. I hope my pronunciation isn't too bad of that, near to the town of Barmouth. In total, it's 900 yards or 820 metres long, and it's the longest timber viaduct in Wales, and it is one of the oldest, which is still regularly used today in Britain. Modern trains still travel over that bridge, a bridge that when it was opened, Queen Victoria was in the middle of her reign, and she hadn't even gone grey in her hair yet. The bridge is within Snowdonia National Park, and the area is beautiful. It's a mountainous region, and the timber section of the bridge is 699 metres long, and it has 113 wooden trestles. Barmouth Bridge began its construction in 1864, and it took 3 years to be finished, and then opened. Most of the bridge is built on top of a gravel bed, which is covered by a shifting sand, but there were many problems with building the bridge. The strong tidal currents have caused a few headaches with trying to sink the piers of the bridge, but the builders persevered and got there in the end. But over the decades following its opening, inspection work showed that much of the supports were severely corroded and needed repairing. But repairing the bridge isn't a 5-minute job, it takes years to do. In fact, closures over the past few years have recently taken place, leading to the line being suspended. Also in December 1892, part of the bridge caught fire, and local newspapers said that a young local boy named Owens had seen the fire when crossing the bridge. He then alerted the toll gate to raise the alarm, and it was said a serious calamity was avoided, and with this a young man was recommended for a reward. The Second World War also caused chaos with the bridge. The Germans didn't bomb it, and the Luftwaffe didn't target it, but all around the coast the Royal Navy had laid mines, and one of these, which was live, had washed ashore close to the bridge during a storm. It swept past one of the pillars, but did not detonate. But if it would have, the explosion would have terribly damaged it, or even brought it crashing into the sea. Like many railway networks across England, the beaching cuts of the 1960s led to a decline of the bridge's use as a line running from Reuben to Barmouth was closed, and the rest of the train traffic took the longer route and left the bridge in a sorry state. In the 1980s, it had been under attack from marine woodworm, causing so much damage that it threatened the complete closure of the bridge. But millions was then spent repairing it and strengthening it to allow much heavier locomotive-hauled trains to cross the estuary. There has also been a toll here, with adults paying 70p to cross most recently, but this has been removed. As mentioned, £25 million was recently spent repairing the bridge again, and with its Grade 2 listing, it's likely that further money will be set aside to keep Barmouth Bridge standing for centuries to come. Today there's a footpath and a cycling route that runs right next to the bridge and the railway track, but there could be a problem in the future with the bridge. With no toll anymore, there's no certain way to make any form of money to contribute towards further repair work. There is a voluntary toll here, or more of a charitable donation, but today very few people actually carry cash on them. It's unlikely that every few years Network Rail are going to part with millions of pounds to restore the bridge. In the world that we live too, it's likely they think that money will be better spent elsewhere, meaning that Barmouth Bridge could become derelict. The sea's not going anywhere, and it will cause more rot. There's dozens of piers all around the coast of England and Wales today which are suffering the same fate as this because of a lack of local money to repair and upkeep them. But whilst there's still trains running across the bridge, it must be maintained, which is a huge positive. But Barmouth Bridge, what a beautiful sight, certainly better than Tower Bridge.